I am back with my weekly pregnancy update where I share with you how I've been doing for the past week, anything new in pregnancy land. I'm at 35 weeks today, excuse me, which means there are 2 weeks left until I'm at full term and 5 until my due date, which is crazy. I'm really excited. I get asked a lot if I'm getting more nervous about like delivery, labor and delivery, or just being a parent, and I'm not actually getting more nervous, which is, I don't know if it's, I guess it's kind of surprising. I don't know, I haven't really thought about it, to be honest, but to me, I'm just more and more excited. Like, I can't wait. I know delivery is not a piece of cake. Like, I have no illusions about that, but it's necessary to meet my baby, so we're gonna do it, and it's gonna be good. So as per usual, I've got my little notebook, so if I look down, that's what I'm looking at, because my brain is a bit fuzzy. As usual, I'm gonna go through my kind of general stats of the week, any symptoms and things like that I've been experiencing. Then I'll answer some of your questions that you guys left in the comments from last week's update. And then at the end, I will show you guys some baby stuff actually that you guys sent, because I finally went to my mailbox and you guys sent some really nice sweet things and beautiful cards and notes, so thank you for that. But we'll start with the usual excuse me, the usual things. Okay, this week I gained 1 pound, so I'm up 28 pounds through 35 weeks. Again, just as I've said for this entire time, feels normal to me. I feel like I've gained at a very regular rate, and it's been like right on target according to my doctor, so I haven't been worried about it. I think most of it is definitely like belly area related, so uterine growth and amniotic fluid and the placenta and obviously the baby and stuff. Also, you kind of retain more water when you're pregnant, but I do notice a fine layer of fat all around me. I've definitely punched up a bit, which I think is to be expected. You actually are programmed biologically to hold on to fat more when you're pregnant, and it's your body's way of storing up reserves for when you're breastfeeding, and it's just a matter of fact. So I noticed like in my face a little bit, not so much like in this area, but definitely around my thighs and my tush and stuff. That's where I tend to hold my fat reserves anyway, so I've noticed definitely some volume increase in that area, but nothing like, you know, astronomically different than I was before. It's just, I notice it, but I really don't care because it's part of pregnancy, and I feel healthy, I feel good. I've been able to keep up with my workouts, and I feel good, so I think it's all good. I'm gonna show you the bump. Honestly, like the last couple of weeks, I feel like it doesn't look like it's changed a lot, especially on my blog progression pictures where I do the side-by-side comparison shots from week to week. It doesn't look that different, and it depends a lot on the lighting of the day and how much water I'm retaining that day. But it's definitely growing. In my personal experience, when I look in the mirror, when I look down, when I touch it, when I can tell that it's getting bigger. Obviously it's getting bigger because baby is growing. She's not growing, I mean, this is average statistical, you know, whatever. It's not, I don't know exactly how big my baby is. It's really impossible to know until they're born. But generally around 35 weeks, according to my What to Expect app, babies are pretty much full grown in terms of length. Like they're anywhere between 19 and 20 inches or somewhere around there, give or take a few inches. They're not gonna get much longer, they're just gonna get chubbier. So around this time, they'd be about 5.5 pounds on average. And the fruit comparison this week was a canary melon. I have never heard of that, much less seen one, so I have no idea what that is, but I just keep thinking of the pineapple because that's something I can wrap my head around that I talked about last week. And since her size, her length really isn't changing, that kind of just makes sense to me. So that's that if you're interested in those tidbits. As for symptoms, they mostly are around my diminishing lung capacity because of lack of space. As baby gets bigger and my uterus is, has expanded really fully up, I just have less room for my lungs, so I find myself with shortness of breath quite a bit when I'm talking a lot or when I'm moving around a lot. Most specifically going up and down stairs, which I do a lot because we have a multi-level house and I'm up and down the stairs a lot every day. I find myself getting winded just faster. I'm not actually like physically tired, but I'm just winded because I don't quite have that same capacity of breath. Also, I do find that I fatigue easier, like in my workouts and just doing stuff around the house. I just fatigue easier, and I think honestly it's because of the diminished lung capacity, plus my body's working pretty hard carrying this extra 28 pounds it's never carried before. Definitely never been this heavy in my life before, but it's, it's for a good reason, so that's okay. But I just get more winded faster and just fatigued easier, and I just think that's a normal part of the second half of your third trimester. But like I said, I've been able to keep up with my normal activity pretty much throughout the entire pregnancy. I had to be very careful in the first trimester when I was experiencing that spotting and intermittent bleeding, and I had to ease off of exercise quite a bit. But once I got into the second trimester, I was able to pick right back up to my sort of normal levels of activity. I took out high impact exercise, but I still do about an hour, 6 days a week. I'm gonna do a whole video. I know some of you have been waiting for my prenatal workout video. I've been waiting to do that because I wanted to see how I was able to continue working out later on in my pregnancy. So I will probably film that very soon for you guys and share in the next couple of weeks. Because now I'm in the home stretch here and I kind of know how I've been doing. So I'll talk about that later. But I've been pleasantly surprised that I've just been able to kind of keep up with walking my dog and doing my exercise and running around the house like I do. And I just, I've been able to do it all. So that's been good for me. And really, I haven't had any other symptoms. I haven't had any other swelling. Past the Thanksgiving, just being on my feet all week long swelling, that was just Thanksgiving related, I think, to be honest. Yeah, not much has happened in that regard. So I think I covered all the bases in that aspect. Oh, I forgot to talk about my cravings. I really haven't had any specific cravings this week. I have been enjoying onion dip a bit more than usual because we had some leftover from Thanksgiving, and then we actually made another batch, which we never usually make unless we're having a party. But that's been kind of a tasty treat. I do notice that I don't eat quite as much, and especially in the past couple of weeks, my appetite has definitely diminished. I can't eat as much in one sitting. I get fuller faster. Again, less room for the organs, so stomach's a little bit squished, so there's not quite as much room. And I still eat, primarily my hungriest times are between the hours of 10 and 4. And past about 5, I'm really not hungry. I do not eat a ton of dinner. And I'm not really hungry first thing in the morning either. It's really that kind of the meat of the day. So I have breakfast about an hour after I wake up, or an hour and a half, depending on what workout I'm doing. And then in a couple of hours, I'll have a mid-morning snack. And then a couple of hours later, I'll have lunch. And then a few hours later, I'll have my afternoon snack. And then that's kind of those 3 meals that are kind of all the same size. They're kind of snack sized. That's when I'm the hungriest. So there's that if you were really interested to know. And that's about it. So not much happened in pregnancy land this week. There's going to be more to share with you, I think, in the coming weeks as the nursery comes together. I got word that the furniture is being delivered next week. Yes, I am so excited about that. I don't think I'm gonna do another sneak peek because I'll just do a full reveal, but I want it to all be done. So I'm gonna be working on that in the next couple of weeks. So I might have a reveal, a nursery tour for you before the end of the year. I'm not sure, but it will definitely be at some point in the next like month or so that I plan to have that up for you, because if I can get that filmed and photographed and all put together before she comes, that'll just mean it's more likely to get to you sooner than later. So yes, I'm very excited that the furniture's coming, and I can't wait to see the room all filled out and then finally start to be able to put things away. I was asked where I've been keeping all of baby's stuff since I showed the nursery. You know, in last week's update, I gave that sneak peek tour, and there's nothing in there. There's none of her stuff in there. I've purposely kept it all out of that room. I wanted to wait until the furniture was in to start organizing. So I have it organized by type, basically in the guest room in like bins. And then I plan on starting to do some laundry next week. And I wanted to thank you guys for the laundry advice you gave me a few weeks ago. I asked for advice on that. So thank you for that. That was really helpful to me. And yeah, so that's exciting. I wanted to wait to do laundry and stuff until I had the drawers, basically. If I knew I was getting the furniture before she came, I knew I was gonna wait to do laundry. So I'm gonna start doing laundry this week and filling out all of her drawers in her closet and stuff. I'm so excited. The other thing, well, like I said, not much happened this week other than that we got our car seat and stroller. They came in to the store we ordered them from. So we actually went to a local baby store called Galt Baby and Toys, I think it's called, because they also have toys. I am really burpy today. I'm sorry, you guys, that was rude. Okay. We went there a few months ago to test drive strollers because they had all of the kinds of strollers, the brands and models that we wanted to try out, and they're really, really knowledgeable at the store. The sales staff is just really knowledgeable and know a lot about the products, and they're all moms and they've used the products, so it's a really wonderful store. It's actually at our local mall, which is convenient too. So we actually ordered the pieces from them. Excuse me. We actually ordered the pieces from them a few weeks ago. It took a few weeks for them to come in, and they arrived. So we went to the store over the weekend, and they had unpacked and assembled the stroller for us, which was awesome. And then they also have certified technicians that install your car seats for you and teach you how to properly install them. And it's something like some crazy statistic. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's something like 90% of people install their car seats wrong, which is terrifying. But they don't, they just don't know. And so that was really helpful. We got two bases, one for my car and one for Dawn's. And the car seat model we went with is a Nuna Pippa. And I'll insert some footage of the Pippa for you. That's the one that I did, a bunch of comparison shopping research sort of things on all of these baby gear items, but especially the car seat and the stroller. I spent a lot of time and thought on, and it just had all the features I was looking for, really highly rated in terms of safety, very nice, and one of the more lightweight options, considering how well ranked it is. So that's what we went with. And I'm really excited about it. I've kind of cleared off a spot in the mudroom where it lives now, right on top of Winnie's crate, because I don't want to leave it in the garage or in the car because I don't want it to be cold. I think that'll be its home until she's grown out of it. I would never put her in it while it's on top of the crate because the crate isn't like a solid piece of furniture. I would obviously put it on the ground or put it on, I don't know. I wouldn't do that, but it's a good place to like park it and keep it out of the way, but also easily accessible. And then the stroller we went with is the Uppa Baby Vista. And this was a really close tie between that and it was a close tie before we went in to try strollers, between that and the City Select and the Baby Jogger City Select and the Nuna Mix. But when we went in to try out the strollers, the Uppa Baby was just like a clear winner for both of us. It was nice to like test drive the strollers for us both, to wheel them around and collapse them and put the different attachments on and put the different seats on and just like see how, lift them and see just how they maneuvered. And that was a clear favorite for us. So that's why we went with that one. I think I'm going to keep that stored in the the guest closet in the hallway until she's here. And then I'll probably make a space for it in the garage. Because I feel like a stroller you can leave in the garage, but I don't want to leave it in there now. I have a lot of actually things that I'm hoping to donate, that where the stroller would go, I could clear out those donations once I have the pickup come for the donation truck. We'll come pick up those things and then there'll be space for that. But yes, that's what's been happening. I've also just been, kind of purging through the house some more and just continuing to get ready for baby. Nothing like major has happened in the past week, but those are the minor things. So now I'm going to answer some of your questions that you guys left in the comments last week. I was asked if our Christmas shopping has changed this year, for me and Dawn specifically, because of baby. And I think what this person meant is if we are buying things for each other that are more baby related than maybe just gifts for each other. And the answer is no. At least on my end, the shopping hasn't changed. I can't speak for Dawn, but I have a feeling it probably won't have changed, only because we basically have everything we need. We got a lot of wonderful gifts from our family and friends for the shower, and we purchased a bunch of things on sale over the past couple of months too. That, we kind of have all the big pieces, and I can't really think of anything else, to be honest, that we need at this point until she's here and we know if we need something, you know what I mean? We have all of the basics and then some. So I can't imagine, I don't know, he might. I highly doubt it. But the things I've been getting him are just for him, and they're really not baby related or fatherhood related at all. I think later on with our first Mother's Day and Father's Day, then there'll be, occasion for that. But at this moment, no, at least not for me. I've been shopping for him in the same way as I always do. I was also asked if I'm worried about spoiling baby girl. And no, I'm not worried about that at all. I just don't think you can over love a child. I do think you can. There is a line between love and just like pushing presents, because for whatever reason, people have different reasons. I think Dawn and I are both very grounded and have really strong, moral feelings that are in line with each other. And I think we'll impart those just naturally to our child. And I think she will not want for anything. We're very well established, and we've got great security in our home and in our savings and just in, Dawn's career, and everything is just very stable. So I don't think she'll want for anything. But I don't, we don't plan on like going overboard and having like the house turn into basically a toy store. I think there is a balance in everything. But I think you can't spoil a child with love or books. I don't think she can have too many books. I don't think she can have too much affection. Just making sure she's well fed and well looked after and just cared for. That to me is the most important thing. And I'm sure, we'll cross bridges when it comes to like dealing with, wanting toys and things like that. But I think we'll be able to navigate that pretty well between the two of us, between me and Dawn. We both grew up in very, not wanting for anything, having very comfortable lives as children, but we weren't spoiled by any means. Like we didn't have more, like we weren't brats, okay? That's what I think of spoiling. We had everything we really wanted or needed, but we weren't bratty about it. And I think that's because both sets of our parents were really firmly planted in their feelings about that kind of thing, and it just naturally passes on from you to your children. And because we both had that kind of grounded experience as children, I think it'll be natural for us to have that experience as parents as well. So I don't really know until we get there how that will go, but that's kind of my thoughts on it at the moment. And then lastly, I was asked quite a bit about how I manage my anxiety and how I feel like I've gotten it kind of more under control over the past, I don't know, decade or more. Because I talked a little bit about it in last week's video, just how I was feeling so calm and just easy right now. And honestly, it's been a very, very conscious effort over the past, I would say over the past 3 or 4 years. I mean, it's something I've wanted to work on for the past, forever. But over the past like 3 or 4 or 5 years, I've really made a very, very focused, driven effort to work on it. And that's been a mix of just personal dedication and determination, and experience, just as with maturing, getting older and having more experience. And then also going to therapy on a regular basis for the past few years has been really helpful to me. Just learn how to really primarily learn how to communicate better with myself, because that was sort of the biggest problem I think that contributed to my anxiety in my 20s, is I just didn't know how to communicate properly with myself. I didn't know how to acknowledge my feelings when they weren't just happy, and I didn't know how to deal with anything I just didn't know how to communicate with myself. I don't know how to say that better. And therapy has really helped me a lot. And I don't think it's anything to be ashamed about. I don't think it's anything, I think, if you need assistance, having an objective outside resource to go to for feedback and to just help you see clearer, that is just invaluable to me. And I would highly suggest it to anybody it took me a really long time to get up the courage to go to a therapist. I was really, really, really nervous about it for years and years, and I don't regret not going sooner. Of course, it would have benefited me if I went sooner, but I think things happen for a reason at certain times, and it was just the right time to find the therapist I have, and we have a great working relationship, and I truly think that it was just like that was meant to be, and I'm glad that I finally got up the courage to go. And it's just been a completely natural feeling progression. It hasn't been like I went from being totally anxious to being totally not all of a sudden. It took years of really dedicated work. But if you are really, really serious about wanting to make a change, you just have to make it happen. You just have to dedicate yourself to it, even though it's really hard and can be really time consuming and really like a long progress. It could be a very long period of time, but it's totally, totally worth it if it's important to you. And it was very important to me, especially with wanting to become a mother, to just be able to deal with my feelings and be able to communicate with myself better means that I can communicate much better with other people in my life. It's helped my marriage. It's helped all of my relationships with family members and friends. It's helped me so much. So that's how I went about working on it. And it's not over. It's not like I'm cured now and I'm like, it's a constant thing. It's like marriage. In a good marriage, you have to constantly work on that. It is never easy breezy. It is a lot of compromising. It's a lot of being able to listen well and being able to speak your feelings well in a productive way and being able to compromise, like I said. So it's kind of the same thing, but with yourself. And I feel like that's just something I will always automatically do now for the rest of my life, and I'll continue to learn and grow from experience. So yeah, that's my answer to that question. Okay, let's look at some stuff. So like I said, you guys sent some really sweet gifts, and thank you so much. I appreciate your thoughtfulness. I love your cards and letters. Those mean the most to me, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to write. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that we have received in the past couple of weeks. So Ruth from Louisiana, sorry, I couldn't read my own handwriting there, has an Etsy shop actually called You Name It Monogram, and she sent this. How freaking cute is that? And a really nice note. It's just really sweet, and I just think this is absolutely precious. Ruth, all the best of luck to you with your shop. I think your work is beautiful. It's a really nice quality onesie. It's just so sweet. I love it. So thank you so much for thinking of us. Stephanie from Oregon sent this really sweet card. Love the lavender. And she made these absolutely gorgeous hand knit items. This sweet bonnet. How incredibly cute is this? And it's so soft. Beautiful work on it too, just absolutely beautiful. And then this little jumper, this little dress, which I think is just darling. You can imagine it with a little long sleeve onesie under it and some little leggings and make it a little outfit. Very sweet and so thoughtful. And I so appreciate you taking the time, Stephanie, to make this for our baby. That was just so thoughtful of you. Thank you. Sadie from Canada sent this holiday card with some greetings and well wishes for the baby, and she sent a sweet little care package of items. Look at this cute romper. How sweet is that? It's got like little, little legs. It's like a little play outfit. And then she also sent this little set of booties and mitts, and the mitts have little monkeys on them, and a set of little washcloths. And I really don't think you can have too many of these. So thank you so much. That was really sweet of you, and I appreciate your thoughtfulness. Tina from Virginia sent this sweet card, and she also sent this little mama to be. Is that what it says? Mama to be or mom to be? Mommy to be? Mom to be. That's it. I got it. Ornament from Hallmark, and it's this little bee. Very cute with a little purple shirt on, and she's looking pretty proud of herself. So I think that was really sweet. Stephanie from Washington sent this sweet card and a really lovely note where she shared a lot about her life and her family with me, and that was really sweet. Thank you, Stephanie, for sharing. I enjoyed hearing from you. And she also sent some tips as a mommy. And she sent me this thing called a gownie, which I thought was kind of cool. It's like your very own hospital gown. I didn't even know you could bring your very own hospital gown. But it's kind of a nice option if you want. I'm gonna wash this up and I'll put it in my hospital bag, and we'll see. It just might be nice to wear after. I don't wanna like mess it up, it's so nice. But it's got, the snaps for easy access, and the snaps going down the back as well, so the hospital staff can get to you easily. That might be a nice thing to wear postpartum when they're checking up down there and making sure you're all good. But also it's easy access for breastfeeding. So I thought that was really thoughtful. Thank you, Stephanie. And then Erin from New Mexico sent this really sweet card with a lovely note inside, and she made this for baby girl. How cute! When I opened this, I gasped because it took me right back. My great-grandma used to make these tissue box covers like this, and my grandma had them in her house, and I think my parents even still have some in their house, and it just reminded me so much of that. But I love how she designed it. It's just beautiful with the cutout bits and the little flowers applied to it, and it's the perfect color for the nursery. So I'll definitely pop this in the nursery once we have the furniture and something to put the tissues on. Maybe this will go on the little nightstand by the chair where I'm hoping to breastfeed, to have tissues at the ready in such a beautiful way. So thank you so much. This was really thoughtful, and I just love that you shared your craft with us. I also received some wonderful cards and notes in the mail. I got a letter from Emma, who imparted a lot of her advice from when she was a kid, the things that she liked to do and watch and play with and see. And so I appreciated that, Emma. Thank you for sharing with me. Okay, I hope I'm pronouncing this woman's name correctly, but I apologize if I'm not. Angeliane, I'm gonna say. It's a really beautiful name from the Netherlands, sent this card and really sweet note of congratulations as well. This pretty card is from Anna from Germany. Thank you, Anna. This really cute handmade card is from Ben from South Carolina, and I just love all the little critters on it. So cute, little festive party for baby. And this beautiful card is from Paige from Washington, D.C. Is that right? Yes. Very, very sweet. Thank you so much, you guys, for thinking of me. I appreciate your kind words and thoughts and well wishes for our baby, and just feel so much love and support around this pregnancy, and I can't thank you enough. I hope you guys are all well. I will see you guys in 1 week's time, unless I happen to go into labor before then, but I'm hoping she holds out until she's at least full term. I want her to be as strong and healthy as possible, so I'll probably see you next week with another update. Check out my blog if you want to see the progression bump shot, like I said earlier, and I hope you're all well. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.